All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And that's right, like you see in the background here, it's time for another market watch. For any of the new players out there who are listening, we do a market watch here on the channel every 1st and 15th of every month, okay? So it's the 15th. Let's go ahead and dive straight into this. We got a lot to talk about. I will have everything time-stamped in the general description, guys. I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and stuff like that in the comment section below, but I don't think there's going to be any deck lists or anything like that for today's video. Okay, so let's do this, guys. Let's get straight into it. First things first, we're going to be starting off with EB02 because that is, of course, the new product over here in the West. This is the hot topic right now. We do have quite a bit to talk about here. Excuse me. So most of the prices in here are pretty good, obviously, other than the SRs and the secret. So, like, all the commons and rares, I think there's no uncommons. I believe it's just commons and rares and then SRs and secrets. Guys, buy the commons and rares at your heart's content. Like, those are ready to buy. Buy those whenever, go for it. But the secret, excuse me, we'll talk about the secret in a minute. The SRs, some of these are good to buy right now. I'd say, like, these, I mean, honestly, remember my rule. Okay, for those who might be new to the channel, let me just go ahead and tell you the rule right up front here. If there is an SR, what is an SR? It has a silver border like this. Any of the cards that are SRs, if it's under $5, you don't even have to ask any questions. And if it's a really strong SR and it's under $10, like double what I would normally say, I would go ahead and snag it, especially if you need it for your main deck. Just no questions asked. It's a pretty good value, especially for these EB02 cards. But otherwise, like I said, $5 and under for an SR, like this Trafalgar Law right here, easy pickings, right? Easy, just go ahead and snag those whenever. Oh, one more thing I should mention as well. If you don't mind, guys, if you are going to be making a purchase anytime soon on TCGplayer.com, please do not forget to use my TCG Player affiliate link. The link to that will be in the comment, excuse me, not in the comment section. Well, it might be in there too, but it'll be in the general description. Okay, so the SRs, these are the silver border cards like this right here. This one's right at $6. It's probably fine to pick this up now. We have EB02, excuse me, EB01 in the past, the first extra booster set that came out. All of the SRs in EB01 are extremely expensive now. Now, it's not the exact same, okay? I do think the EB02 SRs are not quite on the same power level as the EB01 SRs were, like Brook, Chopper, what else? Viola and Shirahoshi, for that matter. Laboon. There were some very strong SRs back in EB01, and I think that one had a much shorter print run than EB02 will. Okay, I mean, I could be wrong about that. I'm not exactly sure about the numbers, but let's just say that the SRs, let's just go ahead and go over to those right now. Like when you look at Chopper, that's like a really strong red SR from EB01. This card is up in the $24 range. Let's move over to black. We got Laboon. Laboon is in the $20 range as well. This is EB01, and there was also Brook. Okay, see what's going on here, guys? This one's $30 to $35 for Brook right now from EB01. And then we'll look at one more. We'll look at Cavendish. Actually, we'll look at two more because I want to look at Shirahoshi as well. Cavendish, $27 range. EB01 was a nightmare. Now let's bring that back. I'll show you guys Shirahoshi real quick, and then we'll move on. Excuse me. Now, let me say this. Again, $20 range. I do not think EB02 will reach these numbers. I mean, we don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But I do not think the EB02 stuff was as low of printing as the EB01 stuff was. Okay, if that makes sense. I'm not sure. Again, we have no way of knowing for sure, but I don't think it will be. Now, let's go back to EB02 real quick. I would keep an eye on Enel. I expect Enel's price to go down unless Enel becomes like the best deck in the format, which I don't think anyone's expecting Enel to do that, to be that. Vegapunk as well. I think this will probably die down in popularity after some time, but a lot of people are starting to play around with Vegapunk. Vegapunk and Enel, I think one of the main reasons that these cards are as high a cost as they are, the Enel in particular and the Vegapunk, is because yellow players have been waiting for something to get back on their feet. And this is the closest they're going to get to it for now, for the time being. Excuse me. Because out of all the colors in the game right now, I would say yellow's probably performing the worst. And then followed by green, and then going up from there. It doesn't really matter. Like red, blue, black, and purple, they're all very competitive right now. But green has to kind of do things like going through green, purple limb for the most part. Bonnie is not doing as well as I think some people might have thought it was going to. We'll have to see, by the way. Well, you know, whatever comes out with the new starter decks, that could determine a lot. Okay, and speaking of which, like this SR Jewelry Bonnie, This is in the $3 range for a very powerful 7-cost, 7K, 1K counter SR. It is a Supernova Bonnie Pirates character. If you plan on playing Green Jewelry Bonnie when the starter deck comes out in about a month, guys, we haven't seen a single spoiler yet. Now is the time. Now, right now, at the time of hearing this, at the day of me recording this and putting it out, now is the time to pick these up if Jewelry Bonnie is in your future. Seeing these at the $2 price point for an EB02 SR, yes, excellent price. I do not foresee this card going much cheaper than this unless it's just a disaster, right? Unless green ends up just being a disaster. So definitely pick those up right now if you need those for any kind of future green deck. Same idea for this card right here. This one's also very cheap right now for, you know, black SRs for EB02. I don't think this is quite on the same power level as some of the other cards we've seen, you know, in the SR slot for EB02. But at the same time, this could see some gameplay in Black Yellow Koala. Because if I remember correctly, Black Yellow Koala coming out in OP12 is going to be a black and yellow Dressrosa and Revo Army type leader. And this is a Dressrosa card with Supernova attached to it. And I think there might be some ideas that go on there. If you have any interest in playing Black Yellow Koala in the future, I would probably go ahead and snatch these up if you don't already have them. At least like a pseudo play set, like a half play set of like 2 of them. I think that'd be a good call. Okay. What else? So, Enel and Vegapunk, like I said, I think it's fine. Guys, if your main deck is Vegapunk, yeah, buying this at $8, why not? That deck is already extremely budget as it is. So I think you should snag a few of these, maybe 2 or 3 at least, if Vegapunk is your main deck. Same idea with Enel. If you're just trying to play Sky Island stuff, buying this boss character at like $9 a piece, it's a little more than I think it should be. I think this should go down in price over time. We'll have to see. The market is still not stable yet. Let me say that. Another thing, and you know, like a kernel of knowledge, a nugget of knowledge here, guys, that I want to tell people is whenever a set first comes out, the first 2 to 3 weeks, and I would say even up to 4 weeks, there is a little bit of a period there where the market is totally unstable. It's going like up and down, up and down. We have to see what all sells and see how decks do in the future with the new cards, and that will really determine where the price settles at. So I do not think that this price point is settled. EB02 has not been out for even 1 entire week yet at the time of me recording this. Tomorrow will be the official week since it's been released. Like, it's no longer, like, you know, being out of the pre-sale prices. So I think we still have like 2 to 3 weeks later before we see these prices settle about where they're going to settle. Okay, so again, take that with a grain of salt, but that's that's been my experience with the game so far, is it usually takes the market about 2 to 3, maybe even 4 weeks sometimes to really settle where the cards are going to be for a while. Okay, Sengoku's right at a $7 price point. I don't know that this card is going to stay at that. I think it will go down. Yeah, somewhere in the $6, some are $7. Who knows? Maybe this card will sit around the $5 point. We'll have to see what happens. But I think I do foresee Sengoku going down in price a little bit. I don't think this is the greatest card out there of all the EB02 stuff. Nefeltari Vivi as well. I think that's just a solid blue card. It's not seeing a lot of play in anything, because that's one of the things that contributes to the price of these cards, right? Is like, okay, how many decks are going to run Trafalgar Law? The answer is like maybe 1. At least at the time you're recording this. We'll see what happens in the future with new leaders and new support. But at the time you're recording this video, what, maybe 1 deck might run this in the future? A Black Yellow Koala maybe? We'll have to see. But other than that, maybe even Black Yellow Luffy could even run it as well. But with Vegapunk, there's only 1 deck that's going to run this realistically, and it's going to be Vegapunk, right? Same thing with Enel. There's only 1 deck that's going to be running this, and it's going to be Enel. Calgara doesn't typically run this card. They would have to change their entire style of play and everything to run Enel. So these are cards that are only really going to show up in 1 deck. Same idea with Sengoku. Maybe some type of Black Navy deck would try to run this. So I do foresee the prices going down a little bit over time. Same idea with Yamato, and that's kind of the whole idea with these extra booster sets. They're really cards that are geared towards like a few leaders, like 1 or 2 leaders in particular. So Yamato, same idea. It's made for any deck that has Ace or Lando Wano in it. Nefeltari Vivi, this is really best suited for Green, Blue, Zoro, and Sanji. And that's not me trying to say that with any bias. That's just like the best version of a deck that you could run this character in, where you can keep getting recurring value back and drawing cards with. Now, Sanji and Pudding, This one's an anomaly because it's being played in the best deck in the format currently, which is green, purple, Luffy. And for those who might want to like argue like, oh, well, it's not the best deck. There might be this deck. Okay, but still, it's in the top conversation of best decks in the format for sure. S-tier candidate, top-tier style deck. This is a crucial piece to that puzzle, and you do want to run 4 of these in that deck. So that's why this one is so expensive right now at $15 a pop. I would let this settle down because, number one, there's supposed to be an announcement happening next month. We'll have to see if that's true or not. I don't know all the logistics or I don't know all the information on it. Let me say it like that. But I do think they might make an announcement in about 1 month about potential, future card restrictions. Who knows? We'll have to see. Again, don't quote me on that. I don't have any 100% information, but I've been hearing people talk about it. We'll have to see. It could just be rumors. Could just be hearsay. Okay. So that's it for Sanjian Pudding. I'm going to wait for this card to go down in price because other than in green, purple, Luffy, and maybe I will say this, green, purple, Luffy obviously runs Sanjian Pudding, but black, purple, Luffy might also run it in the future with the new starter deck coming out. So really keep your eye on that Sanjian Pudding. Okay, what else? Like I said, everything, excuse me. All right, now these Arlongs, like pretty much $1.50. Yep, go ahead and snatch these up. They might go down even further in price, but that's just a great price point for an SR. We'll take that every time. All of these other cards that are just normal rares or commons, buy these up as much as you want to. They're all like under 50 cents. Just get that while you can. Okay, now for the final card, let me see if there's any other SRs before we go over to the secret. I think that's it. Now, the elephant in the room here, the secret rare Luffy. 6 cost, 7,000 power, secret rare. We know it's a secret because it has the gold border and it says secret at the bottom or right here in the actual description. This card is $72. A big X right here. Absolutely not. I will not be buying this card. I do not recommend you buy this card at this price. I mean, you can if you want to. Do whatever you want to, of course. But hear me out. I do expect this card to go down a bit in price over time. I don't know how much, but I don't expect this card to sit at that price point. That is outrageous. We have not seen a card hit that price point for a base, like a base set card, like not a promo card, but like an actual card from a set. We have not seen a card hit this number since Katakuri from back in OP03. They had to do reprints to bring that card back down from the $80 and $85 mark down to where it is now, which is like $6, which was awesome. I'm glad Bandai did that. But yeah, there's no way I'd recommend getting this at the time being, unless you absolutely need it for the deck you plan on running for an upcoming tournament where you think you can make the money back off of it. I do expect this price to go down over time. Okay. I think that's about it for EB02. Excuse me, guys, my throat. I think that's about it for EB02. I don't really have much more to say. I do expect all of these prices to go down over time. I'm going to be honest, maybe a few of them. Now, I will say this. They might go down over time and then back up over time whenever a new deck comes out, because that's how the market works, right? But generally speaking, like as we see it right here, I do expect these cards to go down in price ever so slightly. And then again, if a major deck pops up on the radar that starts winning everything, or a new leader comes out that can use these cards, that's when some of these cards might go up in price. I will not be buying these cards for at least 2 more weeks. I can tell you that much right now. That's just the way that I choose to do things because the market is not stable just yet. Okay? All right, so that's it for EB02. Now we're going to go over to just red. Now we're going to go through all the different colors: red, green, blue, purple, black, and yellow. First up is Silver's Rayleigh. This card is at a very affordable $24 now, and some people might be laughing about that, but understand, this card was at the $30 point for quite some time. But fair warning, yes, this card is still excellent. This is an excellent card. However, it looks like Rayleigh is starting to fall a little bit out of favor in OP11. Okay, just looking at, I've already done some research on this, and if you look over in the East, Shanks is not exactly doing incredible. Red Shanks is not doing incredible in the OP11 format. Now, again, like I said, in about a 1 month's time period, at the time you're recording this, I think it's sometime around June 12th or June 15th, I heard there's supposed to be some type of announcement, and people have asked me where I've heard this from. Guys, I hear it on Discord. I hear random people talking about it, so I don't know where it comes from. I'm just going to be 100% transparent with you guys. I have no idea where the idea comes from, but hear me out. If there's any type of shakeup in the meta, if a card gets banned or something, who knows? That might be Shanks' time to pop up on the scene. So getting a secret rarity card of this caliber, of this utility level at $24 to $25, this might be the right time to buy on Silver's Rayleigh, but who knows? It could go down even further over time, so keep an eye on it. Okay, let's look at a few other red cards while we're on this. Monkey D. Dragon sitting at the $10 mark. This card's not going. I don't know if this card's going anywhere unless reprints happen. $1.50 for the 10 cost Rush Shanks. I'd get that now. Ben Beckman still extremely reasonably that is a very reasonable price for Ben Beckman. Make sure to pick those up as soon as you can if you want to play red in the future or if you don't have your full play set. And same thing with this Edward Newgate. That is a very reasonable price for a 7-cost secret rare starter deck card of that power level. Okay. Next page here, Badminton's Kit Course. I really hope this gets reprinted in PRB02, but we have no idea what's going to happen there. But $5 for a 0-cost event. That is getting up there. Keep your eye on that card. Maybe snag a few of those. I think you only need like 1 or 2 per, for a play set, really, if you're trying to build that into your deck. And then everything else looks pretty good down here. Okay, now let's move over to the green cards. Zorro. I expected this card to go up in price. Guys, I actually expected this card to go up in price with the release of the new, or the spoilers of the new Zorro leader coming out. It's a green Zorro leader. And, but no, this card seems like it's plummeting in price, and I'm not upset about that. I'm not upset about that at all. Now is a great time to get secret rares. So just like I was saying with SRs, I would buy those at the $5 price point and under without any questions asked. And I'd buy it up to $10, no problem. Same idea with secret rares now. For that, I used to say buy at the $10 and under price point with no questions asked. Well, guys, with some of these better ones now, I'm having to modify my original statement. If there is a secret rare now under $20, I'm not taking my chances ever again with that. I'm just getting it right on the spot because these secret rares, like we just saw with Luffy, guys, remember what we just saw with the secret Luffy over here? They can get pretty pricey, okay? Would not take my chances. Anytime you can get a secret rare now for around the $20 price point and under, just go ahead and get that going for you. Okay, so good stuff there. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of the green. Eustace Kids, under $5. Make sure to get 2 or 3 of these if you don't already have them and you're trying to get into the game or you're trying to get into green. 2 or 3 of these is probably all you'll ever need. That's like a good number for Eustace Kid. Hody Jones, now that's a 4 of. Okay, I would just get 4 of these for now. It is a staple in pretty much every single green deck. It is that good. I would not pass up on this for only $2.50 a copy. Okay, and again, that's if you're trying to play green, obviously. Rosinante, excellent utility blocker. Carrots around $2.50. We'll take that every time. Smoker and Tashigi, these are now very reasonably priced. People were saying for a while, like, I don't expect these cards to go down in price. They were like $10, guys. Tashigi and Smoker were like $5 to $10 cards. They're already down to $3 and under. Definitely pick these up now, though. I don't know how much cheaper they will be. These are very high utility green staples that can go in any deck moving forward. And same thing with this event right here, 0 cost 3K, because the side who wins the war becomes justice. Make sure to get that. And even this 10 cost Doflamingo, that's a good pickup for now. Okay, what about Cavendish? I know we went over Cavendish a little bit. Let me click something here, see if it just kind of links me to it. Otherwise, we'll search it up. Okay, no problem. For whatever reason, it's not finding it. Okay, we'll just go to Cavendish. This card as well, keep an eye on this, the EB0 stuff. And we should have talked about Chopper while we were on red, but we did at least go over that earlier. Cavendish is at $28. It's another card. I sound like a broken record, but I just really hope they reprint it. It needs a reprint. It needs to go down in price, in my personal opinion. I don't think that prices I don't think SRs this high a price are good for the game's long-term future. Like new players will see that and immediately just turn away. It's not a good thing. Everything else on here is very affordable. Like everything down here at the bottom, I would snatch these up. The Jewelry Bonnie I expect to be reprinted. Don't quote me on, I don't know, but I do expect Jewelry Bonnie to be reprinted in the new green Jewelry Bonnie starter deck coming out. I could be wrong about that. I have no idea, but it would be very odd to me if they did not reprint a green Jewelry Bonnie Searcher in a green Jewelry Bonnie deck coming out in a starter deck in like a few months or whatever it is. Okay. So that's Jewelry Bonnie. What else? Killer. Yeah, some of these other cards here. This 5-cost Bonnie is a good pickup as well. Under $2 a card or right at $2. And that's about it. Green's not doing anything too crazy right now. Like I said, yellow and green, those colors are struggling right now. So again, if you are thinking about getting into the game, if you're like a newer player listening to this, I would still buy some of these cards if you ever plan on playing green in the future, if you like what you see from some of these cards. I would pick up these cheap ones now while they are very affordable, just in case it ever pops off in the future, because you never know when a card's going to pop off, like what we see with Silver's, or, Silver's rarely, yeah, but with Cavendish. Okay, all right, moving on to the blue cards, we got Sanji here. This card is going up and up and up in price. Yep. For anyone who might, again, I hate to keep saying that, but for anyone who is new to the channel, this is a card I was telling people to buy all the way back here. Look, 6 months ago when this card was about $10 a card. The card was like, it was like $10 a card. This is back when I was telling people to buy this. Something looks weird about this chart because it was not $21 for a long time. Maybe this is when they actually, okay, yeah, just January, never mind. So I was going to say, I was telling people to buy this way back when it was about $10 a card. And if you go back a year, look at this, guys, it was like $7, $8 a card. I was telling people to buy it back then because of the rule that I tell everyone. If you're serious about this game, any SR that's 5 and under, you just pick it up immediately, like no questions asked. Any secret rare 10 and under, you pick it up immediately, no questions asked. And that's why I was telling people to buy this card, because you never know when a leader is going to be spoiled, and boom, here we go. Now we're looking at a $35, $40 card. Okay, so hopefully this gets reprinted. What else? Excuse me. There's not a lot of blue cards going crazy right now because all of the blue cards we'll look at towards the end of the video, there's really like one blue deck that's running away with anything right now. And it is a blue Doflamingo 7 Warlords deck. We'll see that at the end of the video. But some other cards to at least like keep an eye on would be like Charlotte Pudding. Hopefully I spelled that right. Okay. This card right here, this is a great pickup for any blue deck. Very cheap, very high utility card. With a 1K counter and everything. Jozu, Gravity Blade Raging Tiger, Sengoku, Edward Weevil. These are all just very strong blue staple cards. Every one of these are good to buy right now, especially the Perona, especially Perona. This is a uncommon from back all the way in the first set, OP01. Snatch these up while you can, while they're still under $5 or right at $5. Okay? Hopefully those get reprinted soon, but I don't know if they will or not. Jinbei's a card you don't have to worry about, like where my camera is right here. Don't worry about Jinbei. This card is banned currently, unless you just want your playset for future, who knows what, right? I mean, if maybe a future format will come out where you can play the card, now is a good time to pick it up if you're planning for that. Okay? Or if you just want a personal playset, you know, for your collection. Okay, everything else down here looks good. Definitely get it. The Buggy is a $5 card right now. It is a rare. It's kind of like an SR from a starter deck. It's from starter deck 17. It's not literally an SR like the Trafalgar Law is to the right of it, but it kind of is because I think only 2 come in a set, right? So you have to buy 2 sets to get the full playset of Buggies. Very annoying, but that's how it is. Okay, that's about it for blue. There's a few other cards from blue that are kind of pricey right now. I think like some events. In fact, I want to type one in right now. I think it's called Love Mellow. Let me just type in Love. It should bring it up. Yeah, this is a card for blue Nami typically, but it is a 7 Warlords event. It's a 7 Warlords Kuja Pirates event. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's just rare print. There's just not many of them. There's even this really cool looking alt art for it. That looks really cool. And honestly, there might be an idea to buy that instead of these other ones, because these are like $6, $7, $8 for about $4 more. You can just get the alt art for it. It looks that good. Like that looks incredible compared to the original. I'm not one to push alt arts on people, guys, but I will say this: if I were coming into the game and I can buy this Love Mellow card, which is the same, all 4 of these are the same card. They're just different art. All 4 of these blue cards at the top are the same. They just have different arts or printings. These other ones over here look $7.50, $7.50, $8.80, and then this one's like $10. Yeah, just go ahead and grab the $10 alt art. It just looks incredible. I don't know, that's just me. You guys buy at your own discretion there when it comes to the rarities. But that's it for blue. Let's move over to purple. Purple's a little bit of a nightmare right now. We already saw this, right? We already saw Luffy. Purple's in shambles right now. It's in the weirdest spot. But this secret rare for Purple Luffy and this secret rare for Bon Carré are a nightmare. They are a nightmare for the community. These are both from EB0 sets. Like, Bon Carré is the original EB01 secret rare, and now for EB02, Luffy is the new secret rare, the second one for EB02. Okay, so that's why these are so expensive. That is why. I really hope Bandai figures this out in the future. I don't think this is good for the game. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comments section below, but I really need these prices to go down, down, down. Okay, down. That's right. We'll see what happens, though. This card, outrageously priced. I would probably hold off on it for now, because I have a feeling... judging by like I don't want to call it like anecdotal evidence, but there's like a little bit of a pattern we've seen for the newer players out there. Well, even the more veteran players, this is actually to everyone. In PRB01, PRB was the premium booster reprints that came out it was the first time they did reprints in the game, like actual big time official reprints and stuff like that to help out with prices in the game. Well, when they first did that, they did one secret rare card, one secret rarity card for every single color. So I would not be surprised in PRB02, which will come out later this year. I would not be surprised if every secret rare we've gone over so far, like, well, one from each color, the red Silver's Rayleigh, the green Zoro, the blue Sanji, and purple Bon Carré, and then for black, it would probably be Sabo, and yellow would probably be Ace. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I would not be surprised if they reprint these cards in there because of how expensive they're getting. Bandai has done pretty well on that so far, reprinting cards that need to be reprinted because of price problems. So I would not be surprised. Don't quote me. I don't have 100% information on this, but I wouldn't be surprised, judging by past trends, past patterns, if they were to do that here. I hope they do. It would be very good for the game, in my opinion. Okay, looking at some other purple cards, there's some other ones we have to check out. Okay, here you go, guys. This is a great example of the rule that I tell everyone about. This is a secret rare under $10. That's actually very good. A 9-cost 10K rush card that draws a card. I would pick this up as soon as possible, especially if you're a purple player or if you plan on playing purple Straw Hats in the not-so-distant future. You know, this is a good pickup at $10. Okay? And then on top of that, so this Charlotte Lin, this Sanji, and this Sanji, these are all good to buy right here. Even this 2K counter Sanji for $10, it keeps going up, guys. And like, look at this. It was down at $7 for a while. It's jumped all the way up to $10. I'd get this now while you still can in the $10 price point and just kind of see it as like, okay, it's just an extremely high utility SR. It's a purple 2K counter blocker. That is a 6-cost 6K on the stats, but oftentimes it's a 3-cost 6K with the 2K counter, and it's Straw Hat searchable. It is an excellent utility card. I would snatch these up if you don't already have them. Okay, let's see what else we got down here. Gum Gum Giant's a good pickup, even if it does get banned. There are rumors that this card could get banned soon. Uso Hachi, you need to see this the exact same way as we just talked about with the Sanji. It is just an extremely high utility 2K counter. Straw Hat Crew, that has a great on-play effect, and again, it's a 2K counter. $10 for this card is actually very reasonable, even though it might not sound like it. I wish it was cheaper, but I'm saying for what it does and for how popular it is and for the decks it's in, yep, $10 for this card, it's actually not that crazy, believe it or not, guys. Okay, this Zoro at $3, excellent pickup. This Luffy at $1.50 to $2, excellent pickup. Okay, we looked at all this other stuff. For sure, pick up all this stuff if you still need it. Okay, and that's about it for purple. Okay, that's about it for purple. Not a whole lot going on there. Black is in a weird spot as well because there's like some of these cards, like this Sabo. There was a new card that got spoiled, a black-yellow leader Koala, and it made it look like, wow, this might be really good, right? This might be really, really good in that deck, and it might be, by the way. It very well could be because it is a Revo Army leader. It will have a lot of searching going on, and it wants to play out 8-cost characters. It has a benefit built into the card where you can draw a card on attacking if you have 2 or more 8-cost or higher characters. So there is a lot to this card going in there. If you plan on playing Black Yellow Koala in the future, I would absolutely buy at least 2 of these. At least buy 2 of these just out of pure safety reasons, precautionary reasons. Snag 2 of these real quick, okay? It could come out. It could come in very handy in the future, okay? What else? Here's another purple secret rare, by the way, guys. Super, super cheap in price. Under $5 for a secret rare. Be sure to snatch that up, but that's purple. Okay, back to black. Okay, this Kaido, definitely a good pickup at under $1 a card. Just grab like 2 or 3 of those and you're good. This Jack, go ahead and grab 4 of those right away if you plan on playing black. This, we'll look at this Kuzan in a second. Stussy at under $1. Grab your playset of that card as soon as you can. Oh, here's another purple card, guys. Be sure to get your playset of these if you want to play purple Black Luffy in the future. Snatch these up real quick. $4 for secret rares. We take that every single time. Every single time. Okay, back to what we were saying. Oh, and hang on. I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to be on black right now. These purple Black Marias, great, great pickup. Make sure to snatch those as well. Okay. Now, let's go back to where we were. This Kuzan. Kuzan is a great card to get right now if you're trying to play black because Lucci is using 4 of these, guys. I've seen decks running 4 of these. In fact, I put out a video, I think like 2 weeks ago now, using Kuzan, this 10-cost Kuzan as a 4 of, and it just wipes people's boards. It just completely wipes the board. Really nice card. It's a secret rare for $10 and under, and it might be looking very good in the future if things slow down, which it looks like they might be doing that in OP11 and OP12. It seems like the format is starting to slow down a little bit, and this Kuzan, the slower the format gets, the stronger this card gets, okay? What else? $10 for Kuzan, or $1 for Kuzan right now. Excellent price. It's like 50 cents for Borsalino. Be sure to snatch this up. All of this stuff you see at the bottom here is good to go, guys. All of these cards down here, well, these are all tarts, don't worry about those. But these secret rares, yep, no reason not to get these right now if you're serious about the game. Same thing with this Magellan and this Doflamingo. Even this all-tart boa is only $5. That looks pretty good right now for that one. That's like the blocker boa. Well, excuse me. Let me be more specific. It's the blocker boa that looks at the top 3 cards, right, and then puts a Dawn on your 7 Warlords of the Sea character or leader. So really good price for this card. Excellent card here. And yeah, I know that's a blue card, but anyway. All right, now we have to look at Brook and Laboon real quick. Brook is one of the most, if not the most expensive cards in black currently. Yeah, I think this is the most expensive card outside of Altarts. I don't know if it's going to go down at all. It went down for a little bit, guys. There was a small chance, a small window to buy this card for like the $20 price range just a month or 2 ago. Great. That would have been a great time to get it. It's already back up to $30 a card. It's just incredible. And if it doesn't get reprinted, it's from EB01, so you're stuck with that whole nightmare there. I'm just going to leave that because I don't want to frustrate people talking about it. Rebecca at $5, Sabo at $10, this Hina at $7. That's kind of where black is right now. They do have a bunch of, like, purple we saw has like a few cards that are just insanely overpriced with the secret rares. And it does have a few cards in the middle of the road too, like the 2K counter package. Black has a bunch of cards that are just kind of right in the middle of the road, and you kind of do need them. Like everything we're looking at right here, there's the 3-cost Brook, the 4-cost Rebecca right here on the left, and the 5-cost Saba right next to it. That is a 3, 4, 5 package that I actually mentioned in yesterday's video. At the end of yesterday's Green Black eShow video, I mentioned that then. That is just an incredible 3, 4, 5 package. It's a staple package that goes in any and every black deck. So I would not hesitate on getting these Rebecca and Sabos as soon as you can. But the Brook, might have to wait a little bit to get that. Okay. Tempest Kick is at a good price. Lucci, Spandine, all this stuff is extremely affordable. And Gecko Moria, of course, is banned. But hey, that'd be a good card to pick up as well if you're just trying to complete your personal collection. All right, what else? Oh, one more card I want to talk about while we're on black, and it is Finger Pistol. The card is called Shigan Finger Pistol on the sim. This is a $10 event that is popping up all over the place in pretty much all black decks at this point, to be honest. I've even seen some in Lucci, and I've seen some in Blackbeard. Okay, so be sure to keep your eye on that. Speaking of Blackbeard, all the cards for Blackbeard are very affordable other than this one card. Everything is extremely budget for Blackbeard. Okay, there's one more card I forgot to mention, Laboon. Last card we'll look at for black here is this Laboon in particular, the one with the silver border on it. This card, about $20, EB01, as usual, as to be expected, right? Great card. The great card to get for any deck that's running black. You can find a spot for it in pretty much any deck that's running black, because there was a new Brook card that came out that can get it back from the trash. Look at this, guys. This came out in EB02. On play, add up to 1 Laboon from your trash to your hand, and then on KO, play a Laboon with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. So there is like this new synergy going on there. I don't know how good this will be, by the way, but I think this has, caused a little bit of a resurgence for the Laboon prices. Okay. All right, so that's that. Let's go ahead and move over to yellow, and then we'll check out all the decks, how much those are costing right now. So Portgosti Ace. Yeah, it's one of those secret rares, guys. It's basically the premier secret rare in yellow. I would say that every single color has a premier secret rare right now. In red, it's Rayleigh. In green, it's Zoro. In blue, it's Sanji. In black, it's either Sabo or Kuzan, or maybe both. I don't know. You tell me. And then in yellow, it's really Portgosti Ace. It used to be Katakuri. We'll look at Katakuri in a minute, but now Ace is like the premier yellow secret rare to get your hands on it. OP12, that might change. In OP12, things might change a little bit, guys, but this is still a good card. It is a high value, high level, high caliber yellow secret rare that's worth $20. I would say it is worth the $20 if you plan on playing yellow in the foreseeable future, or you're getting into the game and you're trying to get your hands on some good yellow cards. It's tough to buy this at $20 a card, because I would say this don't, okay, some cards I have, or how do I say this? There are some cards I think have like what I consider a pseudo play set, like, oh yeah, just buy like 2 or 3 of those, you'll be fine, or even 1 of a card, right? But this card is a 4 of usually, like a 3 to 4 of minimum, I'd say. So like 3 is like the low end. Maybe buy 1 at a time if you're trying to build up your collection. 1 at a time at $20, per paycheck kind of thing. maybe it's not too bad. But this is an excellent card in any yellow deck. It's good in any yellow deck, so be sure to keep your eye on that one. Okay, I do think it's worth the 20 for what it's doing and for the way the market is currently. Shirahoshi, we already talked about a little bit. This card is overpriced. So is Viola. Viola, I think, is $10. Let's go to that real quick. Let me see if it's down here. Okay, it's not, so let me just search it up. So, Shirahoshi, it's an EB01 SR, and so is Viola. Okay, here's that. This card's going for about $10. Hey, for all my blue-yellow ace players out there, we'll talk about Trafalgar Law in a minute, but for all my blue-yellow ace players, be sure to snatch this card up now. Please don't take any chances. I know that's tough to buy these at $10 a card. I understand. But I just wouldn't take any chances if you're serious about blue-yellow ace and you don't already have your play set. Okay? So that's that. Now, another yellow card to look at. Here's another secret rare. This is at $10. This card keeps dropping in price. You might want to keep your eye on this card. I would buy this without hesitation right now if I did not have a full play set. I bought my play set for $15 a card. And I would have gladly bought it for $10 a card. Because let me tell you this right now. We keep going to the black-yellow koala deck. Bear with me, guys. Yellow is my main color. Okay, for those who are not aware, yellow and black are my main colors. Yellow is my primary color. And black's my secondary. And black-yellow koala is going to have a Dressrosa version of the deck that is going to be running this card. Okay, now it might not be the best version. We'll have to see what happens. But there's a black-yellow Dressrosa version of Koala that runs the Supernova package, because there's actually a lot of Dressrosa Supernova cards in the game, and you'll be able to put those into life with Trafalgar Law and attack with Trafalgar Law on the turn he's played if you have the Court of Coliseum down. Be sure to pick these up. I'd snatch these up real quick if you don't have them. $10 for a secret rare. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Everything else down here looks good. $2 for the Eustace Kid. That's fine. Everything else down here is fine, even though it's not in just yellow. Divine Departures for 30 cents, guys. Man, hang on. I think we do have to talk about something real quick. For it's like I have to do an entirely another, like a whole new market watch just to look out for cards from OP12. Let me say this right now. If you're planning on playing OP12 for red. For Silver's Rayleigh, if you plan on playing Silver's Rayleigh, please make sure you have these 3 call Sanjis. Everything else I think we'll be able to pick up, in the meantime, once it comes out. Be sure to get these, okay? This and Divine Departure, I would definitely snatch these up right now just in case. We don't know if it's going to make it in the final cut of the deck. We don't know. But I can almost promise you this card will be in there. I can pretty much promise you this card, along with a few others we'll look at. This 2K counter, Tony Chopper, this Monet over here. Can y'all see it? Is my head in the way? Yeah, y'all can see it. Divine Departure, and that's about it from here. And then there's another card to look at as well real quick. I'm sorry, guys. We're all over the place today, but I have to tell y'all about this. Yeah. This card. Guys, snatch this card up if you don't already have it. I don't know if there's a cheaper version out there. This is a super pre-release one. Hang on. Here we go. 50 cents for this card. Snatch this one up if you plan on playing Silver's Rayleigh. Just trust me. Just trust me, guys. I think it's going to be very good. Might not be, but hey, if you can get it for 50 cents a card, it'd be worth it. Even just to run as a 2 of in there. Okay, 2K counter Sanji is just a good card to pick up as well. This is a 2K counter Straw Hat searchable Sanji that can this card can get really big. Okay, good stuff there. Now that's for red. For green, I don't know enough about it yet. For green, for Zorro, that's going to be more about the slash characters like the Cavendish we already went over, and maybe even Basil Hawkins. I will at least look that up real quick. There's a 6 cost Basil Hawkins. I'd maybe grab 1 or 2 of these in case these are in the deck because he is a Supernova leader, so that could come in handy. We already talked about Cavendish. There's probably a few others. I'll try in the next market watch I do. I'm going to try and update that with some more preparation for the OP12 leaders coming out. For blue, it's going to be Kuzan. So for that, you're going to need to make sure you get these Suru cards. Super cheap still. Yeah, definitely. Just grab 4 of these real quick, guys. If you're about to make a purchase and you plan on playing Blue Kuzan, just 4 of these right away. Just make sure you get this. This one and Aramaki. Aramaki. Here we go. This card, this one's still super cheap. Yeah, just grab 4 of these just right away for Kuzan. So that's for blue. Red, green, blue, purple, yellow, Rosinante. That one, definitely grab that 7 cost yellow Trafalgar Law we were just looking at. Remember, going back to yellow, let's go back to Trafalgar Law. This yellow Trafalgar Law right here. Yeah, if you want to play yellow, it looks like the price went up as I'm doing this, guys. It looks like the price literally went up as I'm recording this video. But yeah, This card right here is probably going to be in Purple Yellow Rosinante. I don't know why it wouldn't be. What else is there? Then there's also, so that's purple. For black, so Black Yellow Koala. We already talked a lot about that. I'm not going to repeat that. And then yellow. Yellow we've been talking about as well. So now we're back to yellow. Be sure to keep your eye on these cards, guys. I'm sorry, I know that was spur of the moment. Hopefully people aren't just going by my bookmarks I put in here, like the chapters, because we were all over the place in today's video. Okay, Capone Beige, X-Drake. Let me click on X-Drake and see what it comes up with for suggestions. Yep. I'm looking for Hiyori. I might just search it up. I was hoping I could just click on it while going through it. Yeah, I'm just going to click on it. Hang on, I'm just going to search it up. Hiyori. Because there's a lot of cards we need to look at real quick for yellow. This Hiyori, if you play yellow and you don't have your playset, $1 for this card, buy without hesitation. Okay. Kazuki Momonosuke, be sure, guys, Green Yellow Yamato is about to get a starter deck. Green Yellow Yamato, Land of Wano, is about to get a starter deck. Make sure you have all your Kazuki Momonosukes. Make sure you have all your Kikanojos, the 4-cost Kikanojo here. Flampe I would get because this is an EB01 rare. Great price for this card. Be sure to get that. Onami, I would probably just get these because it goes well with the leader. Guys, this card goes incredibly well with Green Yellow Yamato because your leader already has double attack, right? Well, you can give it Banish with this effect here. Be sure to grab this if you want to play Green Yellow Yamato. 0 cost 3K, you're the one who should disappear. Be sure to get that. 2K counter Frankie is good to get. Nico, Robin as well. Yeah, all this other stuff is pretty much extra, but I would grab it, even the Gadatsu over here, and definitely this 5-cost Nami. This 5-cost Nami, great pickup right now for yellow, and it has gone down in price. This card was like $7 to $8, guys. It's gone down in price, $5 for this card. Really good price point to get it for. Okay, same thing with this Luffy and this Jory Bonnie over here. These are good to get now. And I think that's it, guys. That's about it. Beige is also a good pickup. Be sure to get beige as well if you're trying to play yellow in the foreseeable future. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to snag real quick for yellow. I know I'm gonna miss something. Let me type in Lin Lin. It's always good to see what these are running for. $2 for the 6-cost Lin Lin. That's actually a very good price to get this at. Under $10 for the 10-cost Lin Lin, and right around $10 for the 7-cost Lin Lin. Great price point to snatch those up, guys. Great price point to snatch those up with. Okay. All right, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. I was trying to think, is there anything else? What about maybe for my Red Yellow Sabo players? I know I'm all over the place, guys, but we got to get this over with. Kid and Killer. Let me do Kid and Killer. This is another good one. This one's $5 because it's an EB01 rare. Not even an SR. Not even a super rare. It's just a rare. And it's going for $5 because this is a premier red card. This is a premier staple for any deck running red. In the same way Silver's Rayleigh's like the secret rare for red. And even 8-cost Dragon is just an 8-cost for red. You know, just an SR for red. This is a rare for red. Yeah, you just get it. This, Ben Beckman, those are just staples to get for sure. Okay. All right, that's it. That's it for all the different decks on here. We're going to end that there. And now we're going to move over to, this was TCGplayer.com. Now we're moving over to Limitless TCG. And we're going to be checking out how much these decks cost just in their entirety for the newer players getting into the game. Or even for the veteran players, wondering how much their decks might be going for right now. Okay. First up, we have Red Shanks. This is a very top-level deck right now. We're going to grab the list here that got 7th most recently from Arcan Yi. Okay, about $200 for this list. Half the price is pretty much in Silver's Rayleigh's. So if you need to drop down the price of this deck, you can drop all 3 Silver's Rayleigh and then go up probably 1 Dragon. Oh, hang on. This one's not running Edward Newgate, is it? So this version of the deck that this person's running is not running the Edward Newgate, which that's fine. That's excellent. So great. This is really good here. If you're trying to drop down the cost of this deck, it is no problem at all. You actually just replace all 3 of these Silver's Rayleigh's with the 7-cost Edward Newgate that we looked at earlier in the red cards, okay? Be sure to snag that up, and it'll drop the price down to around $100 for the list. Really good stuff there. This Monkey D Dragon card is very expensive. Oh, we didn't even look at this 5-cost Rush Luffy. This is from Starter Deck 21. Another great card for red. This will be a staple in red for a very, very long time. Same thing with this Sanji. This Sanji at 3 cost, and this Luffy at 5 cost, it is just such a natural curve for this version of the deck, and it goes right into the 7-cost Ben Beckman. It's a 3, 5, 7 immaculate curve for red, and it's what the whole deck is kind of built around. Now, yes, Silver's Rayleigh is kind of the absolute pinnacle top of that curve, but this deck's not running the Edward Newgates, and you can replace this card with that for the time being. Silver's Rayleigh is better, but Edward Newgate is still a decent replacement for that. Okay, so if you're trying to make it more budget, this is a great deck to pick up if you're trying to start getting into tournaments. Okay, really good stuff there. Great list by Arcanye. Now, next up we have Blackbeard. Now, this is an outrageously affordable deck, you know, for the most part. There's really only one card that's very expensive. We're going to look at this 8th place list here by Sluggy Boy. Very cool name. Okay, $80. And look at this, guys. Over half the cost of the deck is in 4 Finger Pistols and 1 Laboon. Just a single Laboon is $20. 4 Finger Pistols is $40. No problem. You literally just drop all 4 of the Finger Pistols for this deck. You go +1 Black Hole, +1 I bid 500 million, and go +2 of this card called Liberation. We're going to look that up real quick, guys. Okay, whoops, it's under decks right now. We're going to go to cards, search. It's this card right here. It's like 25 cents for this card. So you'll get 2 of these to replace the Shigan Finger Pistols with, and then the rest was already in the deck. Let's go back to it. Just go up 1 more of this I bid 500 million and go up 1 more of Black Hole. Now for the Laboon, I would just go up to a 4th Shiryu. That's what I would do personally, or whatever card you want to add here. Maybe a 3rd Van Augur, or a 4th Shiryu 2K counter, or another blocker, or another Lafitte, whatever you want from there, okay? Very, very affordable deck when you make those modifications I just said. You literally shave off $60 from the deck. It ends up being a $20 deck. Okay, very good stuff there. Next up, Blue Doflamingo. So remember we were talking earlier about the blue cards. Here is a 2nd place list right here by, the player's name is Human. I like that name, a very human name there. We have Human. We have a 2nd place list here. Let's check it out. $85 for this list, and this one is kind of spread all the way out. You can't really reduce the cost of this deck that much, but it's under $100 for what most people are considering like a top tier deck. But I will say one more thing too about this. We will have to see what happens in the future, but this deck will probably fall off a little bit going into EB02 and going into OP11. Once we get into OP11, I don't think Blue Doflamingo hangs around for much longer, especially after what happened with the bans. I don't know if it can stick around like it could have potentially before. So if you do plan on getting this deck, I would be careful with that. In the same way I was saying about Shanks. Shanks might fall off a little bit moving forward. Let me go back real quick, guys. Shanks and Doflamingo seem like they might fall off a little bit. However, and I'm talking about going into EB02 and going into OP11 here in the West. And who knows what the starter decks add, by the way. We'll have to see what happens. But do keep your eye on that. Keep that in your, mentally lock that in so you're not really disappointed if you put down a bunch of money on a deck and then it's gone the next day. So again, keep your eye out on Shanks. Keep your eye out on Doflamingo. Blackbeard looks like he will be around for some time. I think Shanks and Blackbeard probably have a brighter future than Doflamingo, but we'll have to see what happens. But the main reason I say that is because these 2 decks are getting starter decks, okay? Shanks and Blackbeard are getting 2 starter decks very, very soon, in about a month or 2 away, okay? Next up, we have Purple Luffy. Purple Luffy, I do think will stick around for some time. Again, kind of depending if a certain card gets banned from here, this Gum Gum Giant. If this card gets banned, it might mess around with things. We'll see what happens. But let's check out this 5th place list by Holden Miller. Okay, we got a 5th place list here. Don't worry, guys. This list is actually only about $115, $125 if you get rid of the Mr. 2 Boncray Benthams. Look at this. This deck is running a full playset of Mr. 2 Boncray Benthams. And yes, this does help certain matchups, guys, like against Blackbeard and against Shanks. It does give you a way to attack into the big characters or just to punish opponents for playing big characters. And it ramps you Dawn as active, which helps you do everything I just said and more, right? It helps you stay aggressive and do that. But hear me out. If you are playing on a budget, you can shave $240 off this deck, dropping into the $150 price range, okay? How do you do that? You can even shave even more off than that. Hang on, we'll talk about Usahachi in a minute. But if you replace this Mr. 2 Boncray Bentham with a Basil Hawkins card, which we'll look up in just a second here, this purple Basil Hawkins is like 35 cents a card USD. And it does the exact same thing as far as Dawn ramping, but it's not the offensive powerhouse that the Boncray is. But again, if you're just trying to get into the game, you're just trying to be able to play a deck at an affordable price, right? And get at least like a decent feel for how the deck works. Well, this is the card right here to replace for the super expensive Boncray. And for this Uso Hachi, there's actually another Uso Hachi you can replace in the deck. Let me just type in Hachi and see if that comes up with it. Hopefully I don't have to search too much for this one. Here it is. This is another Uso Hachi. It's not as good as the other one, but it is a searchable Straw Hat purple 2K counter for 10 cents, okay, just to replace it. Because, hey, at the end of the day, guys, a 2K counter is a 2K counter. Now, this one has an incredible on-play effect. Pause and read if you don't know what it does, but it doesn't matter. If you're just trying to get into the game, you just want access to enough cards at an affordable amount, at an affordable price, so you can just get going, right? And then the last thing is this Sanji. You can just put something in here like a Franosuke. Let me see something. Yeah, I don't believe they're running the Franosuke. Let me type that in real quick. Oh, I didn't spell that right. I think if we type in FRA and type in cards, let's see if it finds it for us. Good enough. I should be able to find it from here. It is a purple. Here it is. This is a 10, 15 cent card here. It's a 5-cost 2K counter that could potentially have Rush. So you could replace all of those super expensive 2K counters and the Secret Bon Carré. And this deck, all of a sudden, think about how far down the price goes. So minus 40, minus 240, that's 280, minus 40. Let's just like round off on all these. So you drop off $320 off the price of this deck. It ends up being about a $75 deck for you to try out. Okay, and again, it will be noticeably weaker than what we're seeing here, but you'll at least get to try the deck out if you're a newer player. And like I said earlier, purple decks I do expect to go into the future with. Even if they do ban Gum Gum Giant, I still think the decks will be pretty powerful. Okay, next up we have Black Lucci here. This one's by Matthew Chin, a 14th place deck list. This one's a little expensive, mainly because of one card, which is, I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, but it usually is just like one card that's really demolishing the price. If we take out all 4 of these Brooks, this is now a $100 list, and that is very affordable for an entire tournament level list. Now, yes, Brook is not really replaceable. Let me tell you right now, guys, Brook is not really a card we can replace. But at the same time, even with Brook in the deck at this cost, $250 for a top tier, like premier black control deck. And let me tell you right now, this deck will go into the next set with pretty much no problem. I do believe that this deck, the Black Lucci with slight modifications, goes into OP12 with almost, I think, or at least into OP11, goes into that pretty much seamlessly. You just make a few modifications here and there, and it's good to go. It's ready to go. Okay? And notice this version is not actually running the 10-cost Kuzan, and that's going to be something you trade in the future. So maybe you just drop the 4 Brooks here for 4 of the 10-cost Kuzans for the time being, just getting ready for the next set. Maybe that'll be an option. Okay? All right, so that's it for Black. Excuse me. Or for Lucci. Next up, we have Green Purple Limb. Now, this is another unbelievably affordable deck because of one thing. I'll show you guys. Watch. You're going to see the price and be like, what? What are you talking about? $125 is extremely affordable? Yes, because this deck is not $125. You do not need these 2 ADOs. So take $60 off the top. Okay, take literally $60 right off the top of the deck, and that drops it down to a $60 deck. It goes from $125 down to $65, and then this Uso Hachi, you don't need this one either. You can actually run Izo. There's a card. Hang on, let me make sure they're not running it. They're running the Ace. I don't think they're running the Izo in here. Yeah, they're not. So there's a card called Izo. Let's look that up real quick. You can just run this card. This is a 20-cent card that rests a 4 or less, okay? It's a 3-cost card, 2K counter, just like Uso Hachi, that can rest a 4 or less. So let's put that into perspective real quick. This Uso Hachi can rest a 5 or less, and it costs $40 more to spend, or it costs $35 more for a playset of this card versus the Izo. So just save your money and play out the Izo instead, and then you're going to have, this deck, if you do what I just said, dropping off the Uso Hachi, dropping off the ADOs for just other 2K counters of your choice. They're only running 2 of this Nami, so go +2 Nami for the 2 ADOs, and for the Uso Hachi, go +4 Izos. Now you're doing like a $25 deck, guys. It is hard. It is really hard to beat that, okay? For a deck that got first place at a Treasure Cup, okay? Really good stuff there. And I think it got first place at a regional a while back, too. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't see it on here. Okay. So that's that. Okay, Green Purple Limb, another incredibly affordable deck right now. Blue Black Usopp. Here's a 4th place list by David Perez. Actually, we can't find that one. There's no list. But let's see this 20th place list here by this person's name is Mike. Okay. Their list, $33. Okay, incredible price here. Let's go to the next one. I am going to show you guys just some insanely high budget decks here. Here is a regional first place list by Luca Forjan. Check out this list right here. $33. It just doesn't get much more affordable than this in any game, in any trading card game. This is as affordable as it gets. Be sure to snatch this up. I always recommend Raise You to new players because I think it is very good. Well, let me say this. New players to One Piece, but that are old school, like TCG veterans. This is a great deck. This is a great deck to get into the game with. It rewards high level play, and it also is a very it really teaches you the game mechanics. Okay, so that's another. So that's a good one there. What else? I'm trying to see. Oh, and then of course now we finally have Red Yellow Sabo on here. That is a main deck of mine, guys. So we do have to look at this list by Mika Pika. Check this out, guys. Just under $100 for a top tier Red Yellow Sabo list. I love seeing that on here. I'm not used to seeing Red Yellow Sabo on the top list here. You love to see that. I think there will be more of these going forward in the West in OP11. Okay, so stay posted, right? We'll be keeping an eye on that. Okay, what else? I think that's about all that I wanted to go over today, guys. Let me make sure I've gone over every different color and all the different budget stuff. So we went over red, black, blue, purple, green. Technically green, purple limbs like green for the most part. Yellow. We went over red, yellow, Sabo. Let's go over red, yellow, Bello Betty. It is red and yellow like we saw for the Sabo, but still, this is an incredibly affordable deck here. The most expensive card is these 3 Monkey D Dragons. Every one of these you take off, you drop $10 from the list. So this could be like a $40 card or a $40 deck, no problem. I would go down to 2 Monkey D Dragons personally, and I would probably go up they're running 2 of these. They're running Divine Departure. This is a pretty fine-tuned list, I'm not going to lie. Maybe go up to 3 Reva Army Headquarters and you drop $10 off the list and it's under $50 if you're trying to stay under a certain price range. Okay, but outstanding deck there. Very, very good stuff there by Aaron Saney. And guys, that's about it. That's about all I want to go over. I guess we can check out Yellow Kid, but this deck's a little bit expensive. I think it's gone down a bit in price since I last looked at it. Let's see this deck by Oscar Guadalupe Guerrero Gracia. Okay, under $200, the Viola, the Nami, the Trafalgar Law, the Port Gosti Ace. There's just so many secret rares in this deck, guys. That's why it's so expensive. And this is not exactly the highest performing deck in the format right now. So if you're more worried about getting like as much bang for your buck as you can, the decks that I would go for, like let me just say it like this. Bello Betty. Oh, I would say Calgara. Calgara is not on this list, but Calgara for sure is one of them. But let me say this. Bello Betty. I'm going to start from the bottom here. Let's see what else. Bello Betty, Blue Purple Reiju. Oh, we do need to look at Jory Bonnie in a second. And then Blue Black Usopp, Green Purple Limb, and then lastly is probably Blackbeard. Those 5 decks are the absolute best bang for your buck. You can easily build them under $50 and it still be competitive. And I think all of those decks I just said, they should be okay for the foreseeable future. Yeah, Bello Betty's going to be fine in OP11. What else did we say? Blue Purple Reiju's getting some support. Blue Black Usopp should be fine. It might fall off a little bit. Green Purple Limb should be okay. Maybe not. I don't know enough about Green Purple Limb, to be honest, going into OP11. And then Blackbeard, I think, is going to be fine moving forward. Okay, now one more list we're going to look at is Green Jewelry Bonnie. Here's a 14th place list by... Actually, this one doesn't have a list. Excuse me. This list by Gino Orlandini does not have a list by it. But Dylan Mao here has a list for 2nd place. We'll check this out. This one's around $211, and it's all because of this one card, Cavendish. But it does need it. I'm going to be honest, there's really no replacing this card. I've mentioned this many times. The best replacement you can get for Cavendish for what we're trying to do here in the 5 cost spot, they're already running Uruj. So for this replacement here, if you're just trying to make the deck affordable, I would run Carrot in the place. Not the Carrot that they already have in. There's another Carrot. Oops. Let me go to cards. There's a 5 cost 2K counter Carrot that I would recommend for now. I'm not saying it's as good as Cavendish, but it's a 5 cost 5K 2K counter that has end of your turn set Dawn is active. It's $1. It's less than $1 a card. This would be a good replacement for the time being for Bonnie. Okay. All right. That's it, guys. That's all I got for you today. Please tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. All things considered, other than EB02, let me just say that EB02 has been a nightmare so far with that secret Luffy in particular. Everything else I think is actually kind of fine, but and hopefully it keeps going down, obviously. But other than the secret Luffy, and some of these other secret rare prices and EB01 prices, I think the game's in a pretty good spot, guys. Like, for any of the new players out there, if you're trying to get into this game, you can get into this game at under a $50 budget and have a deck that is competitive. Like I was saying, blue-black Usopp, green-purple Lim, and blue-purple Reiju, those are incredible options to get into the game. And then Doflamingo, Blackbeard, purple Luffy, the way I was saying to build it, like to modify it. These are all other, you know, and red-yellow Bella Betty. These are incredible decks to get into the game with, like very, very solid and really pretty affordable if you make some slight adjustments. All right, that's it. I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me get the outro page on here. Again, guys, if you are going to be buying with TCGplayer.com, please don't forget to use my affiliate link if you don't mind. It really helps me out. Okay, guys, for anyone who is liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, using my TCG Player affiliate link, donating on Patreon or PayPal, the Playmat supporters, YouTube members, Discord community, thank you guys so much for supporting me and helping me out, you know, supporting the channel and all that good stuff. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. I'm done. Till next time, peace.